Good afternoon, everybody. Today is March 12th, 2020. Happy Thursday. We had a pretty bad day today at the stock market when it dropped almost like 2,400 points or like 9% in the wake of coronavirus still spreading, and now it's affecting business more and more. So just the latest news that came out was that Disneyland in California, the flagship park that accepts a lot of people every day, had to be closed because we all know that when people share rides, they basically touch surfaces that other people touched, and obviously that's a direct way to get infected with coronavirus, because it lives on the surface of any kind of subject for up to 9 days, which basically is too long for a lot of people to get infected from one person. I'm surprised it actually took such a long time for these people to figure out this, but I think partially it's because of the kind of business didn't want to lose money, and they were still accepting a lot of people, and it's it's kind of like not very nice based on, I guess, the latest health information that we have about coronavirus. And actually I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm surprised why movie theaters are still open, because as we all know, when people go to the movie theaters, they first of all buy food, and this food is sometimes get lost on the seat, such as popcorn. But the other major thing is that people are touching the handles of the seats, and very often these handles of the seats are made from like hard materials such as plastic or wood, and if somebody who is sick touches this type of surface, it gets infected for 9 days. And we all know that the movie theater is running several movies per day, so the same exact seat could be touched by several people during the day, and especially on the weekends when we have the most number of people coming out to see the movies. So, and the other point is that we know how the seats are set up. They're set up right next to each other, and we all know that, nowadays we all know that if you want to avoid to get infected by coronavirus, you should stay away like 6 feet away from somebody who is sick. So I know AMC Theaters is being traded on the stock market, and if somebody sends an order to shut down movie theaters, I think that would be a direct hit on their revenue, and I think it's another stock to short, because that's direct hit on their business, the coronavirus threat. So the other news is that Donald Trump apparently met with Brazilian representative, and this dude is just tested positive for coronavirus. So who knows how long he had this virus inside of him, but if he did, then he could have infected some people, including the president. So I don't know if you oh my god, this guy's like, so I don't know if they're gonna test him or not, but one thing that I actually know, and it's kind of interesting, that I read the yearbook of the university, which is Hanover College, in Indiana, and this college, Vice President Mike Pence actually graduated with his undergraduate degree, with a Bachelor of Arts, I think, from Hanover College. And his friends recall that he said something like, I believe that one day I would be a president of the United States. And the guy was not too far away from his prediction. I mean, he is a vice president right now. But if he was so confident, if he could see like into the future that he was going to become, will hold such a high office in the government, and if he's really right, he could kind of predict his future, then there is a very high chance that Donald Trump could get infected with a coronavirus from this Brazilian dude or whoever was around him. And even though he claims he's a healthy guy, but he is in one of the highest categories of risk for coronavirus, and people who are like over 70 years old, they have a pretty high rate. I heard it's like, 10 or 15% death rate. So if President Trump gets infected with coronavirus, who knows how he would be able to take it and tolerate it. And now we know how vicious this thing is, and there's a chance for Mike Pence to become a president by default, because if in case Donald Trump suddenly wouldn't be able to handle this virus and had to, if he dies, so I mean, it's all very strange, very kind of sudden thing, but anything could happen. And there's just another, by the way, piece of news that even though we do have private, the healthcare is privatized in America, and the government has very little say in terms of how people pay for medicine. Basically, it's you have to pay out of your own pocket very often. But now they realize that a lot of people are not going to the doctors because of high cost of coronavirus testing. Besides doctors' fees that people have to pay for, just to see the doctor without even getting any kind of thing. So it looks like they're pushing, and they just push lawmakers to make the coronavirus free for everybody. I don't know how long, why it took them so long. It's just this country is kind of like each one is for themselves. So, but if you want to see what to invest in the stock market, go to this website, oneetf.com. It will take you to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run my app that covers 2,200 ETFs with the latest buy and sell recommendations every day. Thank you for your time. Stay healthy, stay away from coronavirus, and good luck trading.